Hey guys, how's it going? It is my final YouTube video that I'm recording of this day. As you can see down the list here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos already recorded, so this makes my 7th one of the day. This one doesn't count, I did not record it today. I recorded that like a week ago. But today we're going to be taking a look at my 4th version and attempt at the Kriss Vector. And this one I pulled off almost perfectly. It looks so good, and I'm definitely proud of this model. And I do want to point out that this is going to be kind of a special model, but we're going to go get a little bit more into that as we can progress. I do want to point out that this is not a 45 ACP Kriss Vector. This is actually a 9mm version of the Kriss Vector. There's pretty much no difference to looks, but there is a difference to the caliber that it fires, and it was announced at SHOT Show 2015 that there is a 9mm Kriss Vector in the works. They already shot the prototype, and they mag dumped it, and it looked amazing. There was that OD green lower receiver and things like that, and it was definitely really cool to see. But I love OD green lower receivers, and I love dark earth tan lower receivers, but I wanted to step it up and do one for a specific cause that I'm pretty sure all of us can be happy about. So without further ado, let me introduce to you guys the magical 9mm Kriss Vector that has been specifically painted for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I know that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I like guns, and I like being able to look at the things in the world and not have anything wrong with them. So I wanted to support a good cause, and I went ahead and dedicated this Kriss Vector to breast cancer awareness. Basically, it's got a nice pink lower receiver and then a nice pink cheek rest. I wanted to do a little bit more pink here and there, but every single feature that I was adding on wasn't working out as much as I wanted it to, so I just kind of left it with the cheek rest and the lower receiver. And trust me when I say that this model looks good. I'm happy to have done this and support the cause, and it does look really nice. So we're going to start with our stock and work our way forward to the muzzle, and we're going to describe all the different features of this model and the 9% battery life that I have remaining. So here's the stock. It's pretty basic. As you can see, it's just got the curves here, curve there, and then the curve on top and on bottom. Just connects into the stock here, which is got the proper curves like it should. Here's the bright pink cheek rest here, which is screwed on there and there. On the other side as well. It's got all the curves on it. Curved up here into the receiver. Curves here up into the receiver. It's got the pin on it to fold, but it does not fold all the way. So as you can see, it does fold, but not all the way. Here is our receiver, which is really interesting because this was probably the hardest part of the model. You have your fire and safety selector here. So this one's on safety, which is the white, and then fire is flipped up. And then the fire selector itself is this right here. So this is full auto, this is 2-round burst, and then this is semi-auto. So this one's on 2-round burst because I like that one the most out of all these features. Both of which are ambidextrous, and both of which mimic the ones that I use in the HK21 and the HK G3A4. The grip here sits pretty flush with the upper receiver using the piece here. The back is curved slightly. It's got a little bit of texture in it down the sides here to keep your finger from slipping. It's got the finger grooves in it here to keep your fingers from moving. And then it's got, of course, the curves on the side here and here to just make it really feel good in your hand. Then we have our trigger guard here, which connects to the lower receiver there, and then our curved trigger there. You have this bar going down here, which curves out of your pistol grip into this part of the receiver. And it's got all sorts of curves coming out of this into it, just make it nice and flush. I'm going to leave this model for last because it got really complicated going into this. There's a lot going on here and all of this, but The upper receiver, we've pretty much gone over most of it already. It's got both the fire selectors. It's got a full-length rail system up on top of it, which is 3 studs wide instead of 10. Or, not 10. 3 studs wide instead of 4. Why the shit you'd ever have a 10 stud wide rail system is beyond me. It's got the basic armors or iron sights that I've gotten from my different usernames IMR video. This side has the folding charging handle here, which is super nice. Folds out like this so that you can cock it back, and then when you release it, it's going to slam forward just like that, up flush against the receiver. On this side, we have our shell ejection port, which is one of the cooler features because it definitely mimics the real life thing. It's got the angle here, the angle there, and the angle above it. It's got grooves in the bolt, and just to make it look really, really nice. And then it ends here in the front with your gas adjustment, which is that, and your muzzle brake, which is probably one of my really, really nice muzzle brakes. Nice, short, looks really cool with all the rest of the weapon, and I really like it some of the most. So now then we're going to get into the lower receiver, which is definitely one of my favorite parts, and it definitely gets really, really complicated here. There's a lot going on. So first off, you might be able to see it here. There's a transition into, these are going up and down, and then here it transitions into sideways bricks, which is kind of complicated to do when I'm working with all of these going on right here. The bottom of this is flat like it's supposed to be. It's got the V cut into it in a nice black kind of lace. Kind of sinks in right here, which is where the bolt ends down in the bottom. Magazine is 4 studs, comes into place like so. Oh my god. The battery's low, it's killing my battery, or killing my frame rate and stuff. As you can see, this is the magazine. 2 studs wide here, and then kind of elongates down on the bottom. And then you have your yellow parts for the bullet window. This part here is the simulated bullet at the top. It's got the black webbing and lacing on it, which I really like because it makes it look, and it probably feels really good, especially if you're not running like a vertical foregrip or anything on it. You can use these to keep your hand in place and keep the gun from bouncing around. But to be fair, a 9mm Vector doesn't have much recoil in the first place. These 2 holes and this hole were for the magazine release that I did not incorporate. Here we have our bottom rail system right there. These 2 parts are for side rail mounts and side rail mounts, but I didn't feel like putting those on, so I just put the dots. This is obviously your bolt catch, which you can push on the back here to make it move. It's on the bar. And then just to show you guys how complicated like this really got down here, look at this. I barely cut this close with these pieces here, and it was super hard to get the look of it down because this is flat here in pink, and then it comes down at an angle, but this piece here is in the dark gray and then comes flat across the top, and it was definitely hard to do that type of stuff. But I definitely captured the look of the Vector, and I'm super glad that I made this one in a pink for breast cancer awareness and supporting a good cause like that. I really did want to make like a custom sticker that you could print out, the breast cancer awareness banner cross logo thing that comes here, the little infinity loop without the bottom part on it. I really wanted to do something like that on this side of the receiver here, but could not manage to make one out of like pixel art or anything like that that looked really good. So I just went ahead and left it off and went with the pink instead. So that's pretty much it for this video. This is a really nice looking Kriss Vector. This is definitely one of my best looking Kriss Vectors that I've ever built. It took me only 4 attempts to get this right, but I'm super happy that I kept with it and I kept going, and it definitely really looks good. So that's pretty much it for this video. So see you guys later in another YouTube video. This is the last one of the day, and my voice is definitely sore, but it was worth it. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys want to see more of this model and any of my other models, don't be afraid to check out my website at bluegemimeister.lulu.com. See you later.